Once upon a time, in a greenwood land, there lived a happy family with a brother named Brody and a beautiful younger sister named Quinn. Their parents had passed away prematurely, left them a wonderful garden. This garden was passed down through many generations with rare plants and beautiful birds. Both of them really loved one another very much, especially Brody. He always protected and cared for his younger sister. Things kept going peacefully like that until one day, a prolonged drought came and started to devastate the greenwood land. No plants could survive in that condition. Some of the animals were slowly dying off. Others had to go away to find new habitats. Of course, the garden of Brody and Quinn was no exception. Brody exclaimed sadly, "It's horrible. I have never seen such a serious drought before. The vegetation here has been completely destroyed." Quinn worriedly said,
"This garden is the only thing that parents left us. I wish there was a way to save it. No matter how difficult it will be, I have to do that by all means."
Suddenly, the siblings saw an old woman walking towards them. She looked really withered and tired. The old woman whispered,
"Kind guys, please help me. I'm exhausted and have nothing to eat. Please give me something to eat. I'm so hungry."
Quinn nervously said,
"Poor you. Yeah, we still have a pot of soup at home. If you don't mind, please go home with us."
Then Quinn and Brody warmly welcomed the old woman to their house. They shared a small pot of soup, hospitably and joyfully. The old woman said,
"Thank you, kids. You are the only ones who share me the food in this terrible drought, whereas the others just kept it to themselves, and they even chased me away."
A light flashed. The old woman turned into a powerful old fairy, much to the surprise of Brody and Quinn. The fairy smiled and said,
"I am the one who rules Greenwood Land. You're good people, so I want to help you to save this garden. However, I don't know whether you are brave enough to do it or not."
What? Brody was so delighted. "Really? You know how to save this garden?" Quinn quickly said,
"This is the only thing that our parents left us. We will do anything to save it."
The old fairy nodded and satisfyingly said,
"If you are able to find Golden Stream, Talking Tree, and Singing Bird, your garden will be saved. The Golden Stream will neutralize the drought, the Talking Tree will revive the vegetation, and the Singing Bird can attract animals to return to the garden."
Brody exclaimed in shock, "My God, where can we go to find those magical things?" Quinn said softly,
"Please, show us the way to find them."
The old fairy nodded and said,
"Just go straight ahead. Follow the direction of the sunrise. You will see a mountain range with 9 mountains connecting to each other. There will be a wise man there to help you. But be careful, as this trip will be very difficult. You might be stuck there forever, without a way back."
Then the light flashed. The fairy disappeared. Brody and Quinn looked around in surprise. The fairy's voice resounded,
"That's all I can help. You are good people, and this garden should be kept."
Quinn happily said,
"Thank you very much."
The two siblings seemed worried. They discussed with each other. Brody told Quinn, "I will go to the mountain to find these magical things, and you will stay here to take care of the garden." Quinn said nervously,
"But this journey is very dangerous. I'll go with you."
Brody frowned. Then he shook his head. "No, I will never put you in danger. Listen to me. I will definitely be able to find the golden stream, talking tree, and singing bird soon. Quinn was really worried, but because her brother made up his mind, she had to agree. Brody said goodbye to his younger sister, followed the direction of the sunrise as instructed by the fairy. He kept going on until the 9th day. Finally, the 9 mountain range was in front of his eyes. By the foot of the mountain, he met a wise old man who was waiting for him. Then Brody went to ask him about the magical things as the fairy told him. He said,
"The golden river, talking tree, and singing bird are at the top of the highest mountain. The route will be rocky and rugged. This is also the territory of an evil mountain demon. He will do anything to disturb you."
Brody asked, "Is there any way for me to overcome him?" The old man nodded.
"Remember, no matter what happens, you must ignore and move forward. If you turn your head just once, he will turn you to stone immediately."
Brody happily said, "Thank you so much." As the warning of the old man, the evil mountain demon didn't want anyone to cross his territory because he wanted all of the magical items on the top of the mountain for himself. The evil demon was flying in the air. He smirked and whispered,
"Just a weak human wants to take over my treasures. Let's see how I will punish you."
Brody was still trying to cling to the cliff, intending to reach higher. Suddenly, there were creepy hisses and laughs. Brody trembled in fear, and he was panicked. The voice of the mountain demon resounded.
"Stop, you insolent intruder. I am the mountain demon, the ruler of this 9 mountain range. If you move one step further, I'll turn you to stone in a second."
Brody curled up, pinging his body to the cliff. He talked to himself. What's that sound? It's so scary. It sounds like the devil is right behind me. He shook his head and tried to encourage himself, trembling. "Don't, Brody. Don't look back. Come on, move forward." But the terrifying sounds of the mountain demon still resounded around him, clearer and clearer.
"Try it. Let's try it. One more step."
Brody grasped the cliff with both hands. He trembled, then hastily turned around, exclaiming in fear, "Demon, where are you? Come here to face me." Instantly, Brody was turned into a silent stone statue. A light flashed, and the mountain demon appeared beside Brody's stone statue. Mountain demon laughed and said,
Useless human. There will be no one who can get to my treasure on top of the highest mountain."
In the dried garden of the brothers, Quinn was sitting on a stump and sewing. Quinn was so worried. She thought,
The drought is getting worse. Where has Brody been?
Suddenly, her hand was hurt by a needle, causing it to bleed. Quinn exclaimed in worry.
Ah, that's hurt! My God, I've never been hurt by a needle. Could it be that something bad has happened to my brother? I have to go find him.
So the brave girl went straight to the direction of the sunrise to find her brother. On the 9th day, she finally saw the 9 mountain range. She also met the wise old man at the foot of the mountain. Quinn quickly walked toward the old man. She politely asked,
Sir, my brother has come here to find the golden stream. Do you know where he is?
The old man shook his head and said,
He has climbed to the top of the mountain for many days. If he hasn't returned yet, that means he has been turned to stone by the mountain demon.
Please help me. How can I do to save my brother and the garden?
The old man said,
Climb to the highest mountain, where you will find a golden stream, talking tree, and singing bird on the top of that mountain. The demon will find ways to disturb you, but no matter what happens, you are not allowed to turn around. If you do, he will turn you to stone immediately.
The old man smiled and said,
After you get the magical items, the demon will be vanished. After that, roll the rock which the demon turned your brother to here, and your brother will return to be a human being.
Quinn happily thanked the old man and began to climb up the mountain. Immediately, the mountain demon appeared, looking at her with disdain. On the slope of the mountain, Quinn stopped, taking each step upward with difficulties. Right behind her, a cloud of smoke rose, and the mountain demon suddenly appeared, floating in the air. The mountain devil looked at her in surprise, then laughed with disdain.
Another foolish person. This girl is even weaker than her brother.
The mountain demon suddenly appeared in front of Quinn, made her startled. The mountain demon threatened her.
Hey girl, go back if you want to live. If you dare to take one more step, I will instantly turn you into an ugly devil.
Quinn shook her head,
No!
covered her ears, and shouted,
Mountain demon? I won't believe you. Don't scare me. I have to climb up to the top of the highest mountain.
Then Quinn bravely stepped forward. Despite the threats of the demon, making the mountain shake and the boulders crashing beside her, Quinn bravely moved forward without hesitation. The mountain demon floated in the air. He was really surprised and angry.
How can it be? She is not scared. Good. Then this time, I will give you a little more temptation.
He swung his hand to cast a spell. The surrounding haze of smoke curled up. The mountain demon cast spells to create temptations to prevent Quinn, but she was determined to climb up to the top of the highest mountain, no matter how attractive those things were. The brilliant flowers were sparkling. They said to Quinn,
Beautiful girl, come here and pick us.
The bunches of delicious purple fruit were sparkling and called her.
You must be very hungry and thirsty, right? Come here and taste us.
But Quinn ignored everything and walked away decisively. All illusions of fragrant flowers and berries quickly vanished to dust. After that, a handsome and wealthy young prince appeared, looking at her with fascination. The prince smiled, offered Quinn his hand, and said politely, You are the most beautiful girl in the world. Please come back to the palace with me. Quinn looked startled, but then she firmly shook her head.
No, before reaching the top of that highest mountain, I won't go anywhere.
Hey!
Quinn refused decisively and stepped over the strange prince.
Okay, even the prince couldn't seduce you. How about this time?
On the slopes of the mountain, Quinn finally saw the rock her brother had been turned into. She ran to the comfort of the rock.
Brody, it's all okay now. I will definitely save you, and our garden as well. Wait for me. I will cross the last mountain, and we will be back together.
Suddenly, a smoke rose, and the mountain demon appeared right beside Quinn with the rock.
That's right. That's your brother. Now you can bring this rock back, and your brother will be saved. How does that sound? Okay?
If I turn around, I will be turned to stone. You deceitful demon, do not try to deceive me.
She's so stubborn. If so, there is only one last way.
The mountain demon began to feel panic. It turned out to be a thorny bush blocking Quinn's way. The mountain demon appeared, floating in the air with an apple in his hand. It was immediately pierced through and melted into water. Seeing Quinn frightened, the demon chuckled and disappeared into the smoke.
How can I cross this thorny path? I don't know what to do.
At the most difficult moment, the images of Brody and the beautiful garden appeared in Quinn's mind, helping her regain the determination. Quinn determinedly stomped her foot on the thorny path. The thorns stabbed her legs till they bled. Although it was really painful, Quinn continued forward decisively.
No, I can't give up. Brody is waiting for me. The garden needs me.
Suddenly, a light flashed. All the thorns on the road disappeared. Quinn was really surprised. All of the pain was gone.
Wow.
Oh, wonderful. The thorns are gone. I feel healthier than ever.
Having overcome the dangers, Quinn finally reached the top of the highest mountain. She saw the golden stream, talking tree, and singing bird. A large old tree was located by the golden stream. On a branch of the tree, there was a beautiful bird singing.
Great! Our master has arrived!
Quinn made a happy expression as she slowly stepped closer to the tree. The tree opened its mouth and said,
Brave young girl, you were the first person to step on the top of this 9-mountain range. You will become our master.
A spark of light sparkled around the tree trunk. 3 magical things shrank down, glowing inside her hand. The mountain demon appeared, terrified, and exclaimed,
Impossible! A weak girl cannot win against me. I don't believe it.
Then he vanished into dust. Quinn did what the wise old man said. Then Brody was turned to human again. The 2 siblings hugged each other happily. When they got home, Quinn immediately took out the magical things. The golden stream quickly neutralized the prolonged drought. The talking tree helped the vegetation to revive. And the singing bird attracted the animals to come back. Quinn and Brody helped people, saving the entire flora of Greenwood Land. They were all loved by everyone, and together they lived happily in their garden ever after.